What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is Agree to Disagree, recapping the Eagles draft. Phillies win a series. We're going to talk about it all. Let's go.
Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgado, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc. Make them yours. It's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, locations in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them right down there on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. As always, every Sunday, I'm Tom Arnone. That's Brian Wilson. That's Greg Milakovic. Everybody out there, welcome in. Welcome in. How you feeling? After draft weekend, you feeling better with the needs? All right, we're going to talk about it all. Phillies finally win a series again. Feels like it's been forever. Okay, so hopefully this is a trend in the right direction. We'll talk about them too. And then Crumb of the week at the end of the show, like we do every week. And we'll have your NFL draft overall winners and losers. So let's have a party. Right into our poll question.
Yeah.
The Eagles added 2 day one starters in the NFL draft. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Most importantly, join the conversation. Second most importantly, somebody give me some honey from my throat because I left it out there all weekend. I'm struggling. Absolutely, they did. Okay. Campbell's going to play right away. And Mukuba is going to play right away because he's better than Sidney Brown. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care who in the chat's going to tell me otherwise right now. He's just a better player. He's coming from pedigree school, right? Guy hits. He killed the backup from Georgia. I remember he hits for his size too. So it's not like the guy that doesn't play physical. He's a ball hawk, which we needed to replace. Right, we need to replace the ball hawking abilities that C.J. Gardner-Johnson brought to this football team because it's a lot of interceptions. It's a lot of takeaways. That's not easy to replace. People think it is. And you might get a guy that's close to the caliber of player but doesn't take the ball away enough. It ain't the same player then. It's just close to the caliber, but not as many interceptions. Well, he's a typical safety that can roam around well and his speed too. I think that's the big thing too. Because not only was his 40 time electric, but when you watch him, it shows, right? A lot of times we talk about 40 times and it don't matter as much, the football speed, but his 40 time absolutely shows on Saturday. And I sure as hell believe it's going to show on Sunday too, baby. All right. And John Campbell's not even up for debate. Like if you want to debate me on safety, but be my guest, I guess. But if you want to debate me on Jahad Campbell, that's not here for debate because he's lined up right next to Zach Bourne, and they're your two starters, and he's gonna get snaps getting after the quarterback too. They're going to use him in a bunch of different ways, and that's why they valued him as high as like 13 or 12, wherever they had him like valued at. At least where they're going to tell you they had him valued at. Either way, I still believe that's where his value was, with outside of his shoulders. But what happens is bad organizations can't take chances on that. Right? If he's going to play this year, bad organizations need their first round pick to play.
Yeah.
Right? If it comes down to you need to give him a couple weeks, right? Whatever. Okay, but it's all conversation. If he needs surgery, we'll get it after the year if he does. And I said Mukuba, I think, is a really good player. If I'm saying his name right.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think he's a potential first round grade. And you can even make cases of some other guys in this draft too, because it doesn't end there. There's other guys who are going to get meaningful snaps here in some fashion.
Mm-hmm.
There will.
I think he's a good player.
The defensive
tackle. He's a little tiny, but he's a good player.
Yeah, a little tiny.
And he has a ball hawk. Oh, he is a ball hawk. Sorry. He's got a history of being a ball hawk. I think even he was at Clemson first, right?
Yeah, 3 years at Clemson.
So I mean, he's got a history of being a ball hawk, which is a good thing. He is a little tiny. He hits, but he doesn't rap. We need to work on our rapping. But yeah, he likes to throw his body around. His biggest knock was that he doesn't rap enough. Broken tackle. People break tackles on him. But hey, a ball hawk. We needed a safety. It's a good pick. It's a good pick. Good player. I don't know if he starts right away. I'm going to disagree. Jihad, I think, depending on injury, will probably start. Like, I agree with you there, Tommy. Like, he might, with injury, he might not right off the rip.
Yeah,
But when
yeah,
he's healthy, he will start. Mukuba, I'm not sure. It might be Sidney Brown's job off the rip, but I would bet that he's a good contributor this year.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you could have worded it differently, I can't disagree with that. I think when I think about like day one starters, too, I think about guys that are, contributing.
I think he's good enough to be. I would say that
30 snaps a game in some fashion, maybe, right? And I think both are bring you that value for sure, right? But I can't. I'm not. This is a hard one to disagree with you, like, or anybody, right? Because at the end of the day, I can see where Sidney Brown's experience gets him the nod, even though there isn't much experience. I see how it gets him the nod, but Makuba's played in a bunch of big time football games, high level big time football games. So at a time at Clemson and then at Texas. So
yeah, I would think just because he's been here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brown's been here would be the reason why, I would think. But yeah.
You would think, but you don't draft a guy in the second round if you're not. If the
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen,
there.
obviously, if he shows that he picks up the defense well and he's playing well, I wouldn't be shocked if he, obviously, what was it like it was after the bye last year. When like we really started, when you see Coop in there like all the time and everything, like wouldn't be shocked if he just starts integrating and then is starting, by halfway through the year, we'll say.
Yeah, I completely agree. And there's other guys like Ty Robinson. The defense tackle from Nebraska. He's
Lillard
a guy
got hurt. That's great.
He's a guy who's going to get. He's going to
play.
He's going to get snaps.
Yeah.
He's going to get snaps at D tackle. He's not a starter.
Well, you know how we do it. We rotate, and obviously, I think the biggest thing you can say is that we filled all the needs that we had. Obviously we had Nakobe get hurt, and we don't think he'll be ready, so we draft two different linebackers, right? Because the kid from Georgia as well in the fourth or fifth. Yeah, I think he's a solid player, right? And we draft D tackle for Milton Williams. We draft safety for CJ Gardner-Johnson. So we hit the spots we needed to hit. And I love the fact that we went defense heavy early. And we still took a lineman late. I say this every year, but I'm so on board for a lineman late because Statlin's going to make them good. You just know it. You already know it.
Yeah. We took five linemen.
With everyone. Every O lineman that we take, fourth round or later, will become a productive, good player in this league. It happens with every one of them.
And look what the schools he went to: Boston College, Michigan, Texas.
Yep.
All right.
4. Between the draft,
I didn't even mention my favorite pick, who's Kyle McCord. Let's go. Between
the draft and the undrafted free agents, we brought in 3 tackles and a center.
Yeah,
that I'd have to imagine can play guard, right? That's why I'd have to imagine that Drew Kendall can play guard as well. You're not going to draft just a pure center. You know what I mean? If he doesn't have any other experience playing the guard.
Jurgens can play guard too, so you
but you got to
draft backups. You got to draft backups too.
No, right?
Well, yeah, and Lane's not getting any younger. We got guys that are getting older. Obviously.
Listen, it's just good schools for linemen. Right, when I look linemen, it's some good schools.
I just trust Stalin. Stalin says bring that guy in. Bring that guy in. That's how
I trust Stalin too. But Mondon Jr. I mean, you're talking about a guy at 201 tackles, 16. I mean, over his career, right?
He had a bunch of sacks, right?
16 and a half tackles for a loss and 7 sacks in 3 seasons.
7 sacks, yeah.
He tied for the quickest 10-yard. Split?
Yeah,
out of the linebacker of the combine, 4.58. And that burst,
so he's got quick burst. Then that's a good sign.
Great burst, and he ran well. I mean, everything they say about him. He's the 7th overall. I mean, guys, they got him in the 5th round. He's the 7th overall rated linebacker in the draft. I mean,
pure linebacker.
Yeah, pure linebacker. You're getting that late from a school that's well known for their defense, and we've had a lot of luck going there.
I was going to say, I'm not telling you, a school that's worked well for us.
Yeah, I'm not telling you he's going to be a stud. I'm not telling you he's going to be a stud, but he's a guy that can come in and really can contribute on special teams, right? But a guy you can, has a pedigree, so a pedigree that you can coach up. And maybe year 2, year 3, this guy's an impactful guy for your football team, right? I hope you don't need him year 1 to be an impactful guy. All right, there's my rant on everything. I think they did a good job in terms of what they had in front of them, because I think the first 2 rounds were home runs, and I think they felt they were home runs too. I think they felt like they got 2 first-round talents in 2 rounds, and after that, they were good with just letting the board fall to them after that, and trading out and acquiring more for next year when they did. And
do we trade 4 straight picks we just didn't take when we were supposed to take them? Like
and then we still ended up with 10 picks.
Yeah.
And we still ended up with 10. Like, if you had told me even going into it, hey, you're going to draft 10, I would have told you you're crazy. We're probably going to draft 7 or 8, right? And maneuver the board that way. But you added 10, and then they brought in like 7 or 8 free agents too. 7. So 7 of them. So you added 17. Obviously, not all are going to make it. But to the poll, I agree as well, right? Even if, I think Campbell makes an impact day one, right? But even if he's in that rotational edge more than the pure linebacker, Tommy, as you mentioned, that Mondial there in the 3rd round or 4th round or wherever we ended up getting him, 5th round, Mondon. I think because he's the more true linebacker, may fit better day one, right? I think Campbell is an absolute stud, but just a matter of where they use him day one, which is, it determines. And I think Mukuba starts right away. I do. I think he starts right away. I think you don't waste that pick, and I don't even say waste it, but what we were talking about on the show, Tommy, like safety was pretty deep, right? Like Xavier Watts from Notre Dame went in the 3rd round, 4th round, right? 3rd. So there was some really good talent deep. So if you went Mukuba there, you had to really like him, and you had to think that he is better than what you have in the building. And then, what we see all throughout training camp as well, how many safeties are always available? Veteran safeties are always available through training camp, right? Mm-hmm. Remember back to when we got Malcolm Jenkins, that was training camp. G.J. Gardner the first time, training camp. You know what I mean? Jesse Bates was available for a long time, a few all season ago. Justin Simmons is a guy that's still available now, right? So if you're going to take a guy, to me, in the draft early at that type of position, you're bringing him in to start.
Yeah.
I disagree, but you make a good argument, but to me, there was like 12 to 14, maybe really good players in this draft. And then everyone after that was like a 2nd round pick. I think that's why we took Jihad Campbell when we did, because he, if fully healthy, is one of those top 12 to 14 really good players in this draft. And I think after that, it's a mismatch of just where you want him to go. Because I feel like a lot of those guys are all 2nd round picks. Even the guys that went late in the 1st are traditionally, in a strong draft, a 2nd round pick.
Sure.
So I don't know, but I like the kid, and I think he's going to have an opportunity to start.
And Miles Hinton is 6'7", the offensive tackle from Michigan, 6'7", 323. So he's a monster.
All the tackles that we took are monsters,
big boys.
He's a monster. Yeah,
Cameron
Williams. Cameron Williams, 6'6", 317. So I love that they really like. Sorry, guys. I love that they love like guys who are day one like really good run blockers. Like Miles Hinton is a really good run blocker right away. Right, he might struggle in pass protection, and that's where Stoutland comes in, right, and his staff. And Cameron, go ahead, guys.
I was going to say, Tommy. We don't really like Chip Kelly, but he did give us one big thing of input. Big guys beat up on little guys. All right, that's a fact. It's the only thing Chip got right. That's a fact.
Yeah, Tommy. Like one of my favorite picks of this draft is that Cameron Williams. He's got a history of playing right tackle. Everybody admits that he's a project, but he's a monster of a man. And who better to mold him than one of the GOATs of all time at both their positions in Lane Johnson and, more importantly, Jeff Stoutland. Mm-hmm. Right? You think of that pick 2 years, 3 years down the line, if it pans out, that might be your replacement in the 7th round or 6th round.
Well, it's crazy because he's 113th overall rank of players, right? So where he was taken, like use this as an example, Miles Hinton, who was taken in front of him, was the 219th overall player ranked. Okay, so Cameron Williams fell because of a heel injury.
Yeah.
Okay, that he played last year through. So that's the reason he fell, and I think overall that's the reason. Where you can when you're the Eagles and you have your offensive line intact, you can take chances. And I think that's where they're successful late in drafts, especially on up front either way, right?
Yeah.
Up front either way, guys, they're successful because they're willing to take chances on guys because they know they have great coaching.
Yeah, and how about this kid from Rutgers, right? Alan Pierce. So the undrafted free agents, you only have a certain amount of money. And I think they gave him like 80 or 85% of their pool. 6'8", 341. Massive tackle. Who started a ton of games on both sides of the line for Rutgers. He has an 88-inch wingspan. So they gave him most of the undrafted free agent money. That's a third tackle. And again, just a massive human being. And like you said earlier, Tom, where did they go to school? Boston College, Michigan, Texas, even Rutgers here, right? Big-time schools that, for the most part, except for maybe Rutgers, has a history of producing guys at those positions.
Yeah, and that's down the road talk, right? That's what that is for everybody out there.
Oh, for sure.
When you're talking about these later round picks, nobody here is saying that we think these guys can come in and contribute now.
In the day one starting conversation.
No. I'm just making it clear, right? We're just out here making shit clear because people take things how they want them. So we just confirm.
Well, people are dumb, so you got
and continue.
Swoopy just wants to give Tommy all the love. It's all right, Swoopy. We're all here too.
Oh, he's right. You know what I mean? He's a time he needs a break. It seems to need a break. He didn't necessarily say I need to take one immediately. He said, thanks for continuing to do this, despite being exhausted. He's right. You know what I mean? He's not lying.
Oh my God, Swope.
It's true.
Get off your knees, Swope.
Well, when the facts are the facts, I'll read it.
Oh my God.
Carter Anderson says wanted Jack Sawyer so bad. Luke Brown wanted him too. Who was on the show with us.
He's a good player, but I'm all right.
I
can't root. I would have taken him. I just can't root for an Ohio State bum. Fake tough guy.
Craig's an idiot. I can't root for an Ohio State bum. What?
This is, we know this, right?
He made a kind of a big play. Kind of a big play down the stretch. They won it all.
Yeah. He's also a fake tough guy trying to fight a guy after getting his ass beat.
Malik's right, though. Malik's right. He said, I won't say he's a starter right away, but Ty Robinson seems like he's going to be a good player. I do agree with that. I know Sweeps got on us for that one, but in our group chat a little bit, right? And everybody thinks everybody's going to be really good in the draft, but I do think he's going to be a contributor.
Sure.
And he played high level football for a while. Was a big contributor on that defense for whoever that defense was, right? But still found himself in the backfield a lot.
Yep.
And I think you're in a good situation here to be able to develop behind guys that play at a high level. And I think when you get behind guys and you want to learn to play at a high level, you can learn a lot. And I think our coaching staff, unlike years in the past, I think they've done a better job in terms of player development as well.
Facts.
And not just like hitting the pick, okay, but developing that player. That's what this is about. I know we think about developing a player at 8 years old, but development of an athlete continues into the pro level.
Sure.
Some might say that's maybe where they make their biggest developments. Probably when you first get to college, but also, you get coached really well at the beginning of the pros. You can bring a lot out of a guy. Some guys have a lot of raw talent you might not see. You know what I'm saying? And that's the main thing that we talk about with Statland. Statland brings a lot of that out of guys. He brings more than you expect. That's why these guys get drafted in the 5th, 6th, 7th rounds, come in and be star players for us on the line, because Statland, if he sees the footwork is there, he can work with a guy.
Yep. I think you could echo the same thing for Vic Fangio too. Yeah. Right. Look at even just last year and the adjustment that we made from week 4 to week 6 inside that bye week. It wasn't just putting in Cooper, right? It was, like you said, it was the elevation of Zach Bond's play. It was Quinion Mitchell. It was everybody elevating their play. So yeah, we could throw Vic in there as well.
No, yeah. I mean, Tommy said it earlier. When you have great coaching, you can maybe take a chance on obviously great coaching combined with the fact that we have the best roster in football. I mean, you won't call it what it is. We just dominated our way through the NFL playoffs.
We bully teams to make draft picks.
You can take chances, because of the fact that we know we're good. Our veterans are going to be fine. So maybe we can take a reach on a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think our style of play, not only did we bully Kansas City into like taking offensive line, and I'm not saying they weren't going to take him anyway, right? But like you look at what Detroit did. Detroit mimicked basically our entire draft.
Everyone did. Look at what Washington did. Washington drafted corners and offensive linemen to try to start. Everyone's like looking at us like, okay, we got to beat them.
Detroit took some big boys from the SEC.
It's a copycat league, babe.
Yeah, that's what they do.
We've talked about that forever, and that's what you should do. How do you go beat them? And I think we did the same thing. Jahad Campbell gets drafted for two reasons. One, he's a highly ranked player that fell. Okay, but two is Jaden Daniels. 3 is Dak Prescott. 4 is Jackson Dart. They're your reasons why Jahad Campbell is a home run pick. Not only were teams doing it back to us, we were doing it inside our own division.
Yeah, well, that's how you got to do it.
And we went right back. And I love that our offense is so set that we can go back to the defense side of the football like we did, and really, really go after like best not only player on the board but need on the board at the same time. Because I'm telling you, his ability to spy the quarterback is going to be something we're going to talk about. I'll see you guys in January. We'll be having a conversation again. All right, we'll be here. Anybody out there, we'll be here because Jahad Campbell's conversation we're going to be having again on how important he's going to be to that game. And we're playing them again probably in an NFC title game. Because Washington's a good football team. We don't have to want to admit to it, but they're a good football team. Will they go back to that? I can't tell you that right now, but I'm joking a little bit.
Well, there's other. I mean, yeah.
But we're going to see them twice a year.
There's going to be teams in the NFC that are good. That's
but we see them twice a year. So at the end of the day, we got to beat the teams we see twice a year, and we'll be in good shape.
Yep.
Well, yeah. Well, that's a given. Yeah.
So they gear up for us. We gear up for them. Giants defensively got better, obviously.
I believe he had 5 picks.
5, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Definitely had 5.
So 3 floaters. I don't know the ball. Sometimes guys don't get 3.
I think 5 picks led the SEC, or it was right there. So I mean, that's what makes him a ball hawk.
Yeah, I mean, we got guys that can't catch him, hit him right in the hand. So we'll take anything we can get. I want balls that find guys' hands, and that sounds any way you want to take it. Okay, but that's what, on the football field. That's what we're looking for. Off the football field, not so much. Well, on the football field, that's what we're looking for. I mean,
we're not going to discriminate.
Yeah, we're not against
love is love. Okay, love is love.
If you want to get ballsy, that's on you. It's up to you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not anything.
I'm not going to join, but I'm not mad.
Yeah, I'm not diving in on the balls. You know what I mean? I'm not going to dive in. Cannonball, nope.
Loose ball, first one on the floor. After that, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like this comment, Greg. This comment scared me when you say just high motor. That makes me think like, okay, he can't play. Just an energy guy.
No, sad. You never know. Reed. Sometimes the guys that have
Paul Reed.
It's a different. I think high motor, high energy, high motor, different in the NBA and the NFL though.
Yeah,
but I would agree. In the NBA, that's not a good. He's like, high energy, high motor guy, not a good moniker.
No, like first thing out of your mouth on draft night, like, great energy guy.
We're fucked.
With the 4th pick overall, well, I want to say the best thing about this guy: all energy.
Great motor.
No, Greg. I know. I'm just joking. I know he can play. I'm high on him. I'm higher than everybody else is on him too. I love the pick. I think he's a top 15 pick. The top 15 pick. I have no idea how he got to us again. I don't know how.
Yeah, the injury is the only reason. That's why I feel like. I think he's probably top 12 if he's completely healthy and doesn't have any of the injury dings. And he's a South Jersey kid.
I love that. I forgot. I totally missed that during the build up and everything. I totally missed it. Not only just South Jersey, but like literally where I kind of grew up.
Oh, you're right, Pat. You're right. Kyle McCord would definitely beat out DTR. Absolutely. It's not even up for debate.
Oh,
yeah.
1,000%. Kyle McCord can throw the football. And his best thing is his decision making, which is
do yourself a favor.
It's a decision making system.
Do yourself a favor. All right, Wilson, if you haven't, do yourself a favor. Because I know he played for your Qs, but do yourself a favor. Go watch the Gruden.
Oh, I watched it, of course.
Watch the Gruden and McCord one.
I watched every one of them. I thought McCord might have been the best one.
McCord was awesome. That was an awesome.
Yeah, it was good. It was really
I don't know how this guy didn't go in the first round. Like,
dude, I guess
he's smart. He's smart.
He's smart. He doesn't have the biggest arm, but he's smart. He can throw the ball. I mean,
I
watch
don't
him
know.
all year.
I
He
want
can
to
throw
know.
the football.
If that's not a big arm, I don't know what is, because he makes a lot of
he can throw the ball.
throws. Yeah, I mean,
he's a good anticipation thrower too, which helps your arm.
He gets the ball out quick. He does. I mean,
listen, Syracuse football was actually fun to watch this year. We threw the ball over the field.
Yeah.
And that was it.
No, he can spin it.
I love when I saw Kyle McCord to the Eagles, I was like, let's go. And another South Jersey kid, let's go.
Yeah.
Marlton, I think. Mount Laurel.
Mount Laurel. He
played in Philly though.
Yeah, St. Joe's Prep.
St. Joe's Prep, yeah.
Yeah.
He played with Marvin Harrison. Now, not tough. Not tough to throw to him.
Yeah, in high school.
Yeah, throw it up.
I mean, it wasn't tough to throw him at Ohio State either, but high school is even a little bit more of a I don't want to say joke, but joke.
I'd say a bit of a mismatch there.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then did you guys see that one of the kids
little fight in the Pacers Bucks game?
One of the kids they brought in they went 2 kids from Toledo in the undrafted. One of them is Quinion's roommate and best friend, Maxon Hook, the safety.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be here for camp and then won't be here after.
Probably. But it's Quinion's best friend and roommate from college.
What do we know about the corner?
With the kid from UCF?
Mick Williams, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's a solid corner.
Guy. I think he's going to be a slot guy.
I mean, listen, I said I thought we were going to take a corner because of the fact that we lost the 2 veteran guys, I wouldn't be shocked if we added a veteran corner.
Well, here's what it says about him. Here's what it says. He ran a 4.
Well, he did Dory Jackson.
He said he explodes upfield. Explodes upfield and closes quickly, breaking on passes. He ran a 4.41 40-yard dash at the combine, and speed shows up on tape. He sorts out route combinations effectively and follows the ball as soon as it's in the air. He's on the smaller side with short arms, so he misses some tackles. Not ideal, but he's tough and shows the ability to knock the ball out before receivers can finish the catch. Played outside at UCF, but he also played over in the slot at times. So there's maybe where they're seeing it. And he covers kickoffs, and he averaged 10.8 yards per punt return in college. So maybe
it could be a special team guy as well, yeah.
Yeah, but maybe Mac McWilliams. Yeah, Mac McWilliams, I think they look at as a depth slot guy, but more of maybe a punt returner.
Yeah, maybe.
Because the 4.41 shows up on tape.
Yeah.
Then punt returning might be where, because again, you don't want to keep running Coop out there and stuff.
Yeah, no, I love Coop out there, but we want Coop healthy.
Yeah, now it's we're trying to go win another one, so I don't want to. Yeah, I don't need him. I need a guy that you draft from college that has punt returning ability.
Yeah, go give me Dante Hall.
I mean, I would even take Britton Covey just because he catches everything. Right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine with Britton Covey. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, my biggest thing is don't turn the ball over. I don't care if you get 7 yards a time. Don't turn the ball over.
Yeah, Marina, I think he is the same thing. I think McWilliams is the backup slot cornerback, which we don't have. Agreed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Agreed.
Yeah, especially with Avonte Maddox leaving, right?
Yep, you need it.
Again, one of the undrafted kids they brought in is a wide receiver from Wake Forest. He's the all-time leading wide receiver, but notably he's a good punt returner who averaged 10.6 in his career with a 17-yard average in 24. So, yeah, I think they're bringing in a bunch of guys that do obviously a lot of things that can help potentially, especially on special teams.
What's his name, Greg?
Taylor Morin.
Okay.
He's small. He's 5'11", 185.
But he led.
But he's all-time leading receiver at Wake Forest with nearly 3,000 yards.
I was going to say Syracuse plays them, so I've seen him play a little bit. He's a good player. He catches everything.
Yeah.
Sort of crazy how he goes undrafted.
Well, 5'8". But yeah.
Oh, he's 5'8".
5'11". No, 5'11".
Oh, 5'11". Okay.
5'11", 185.
Let's say 185.
That's a perfect slot guy.
That's not that bad.
That's a perfect slot guy.
Yeah, I think
maybe he just doesn't have the crazy athleticism.
Of better ones out there. Yeah.
He just might not have the crazy athleticism. Sometimes, guess what, though? You don't need it. Some of these guys, some of these receivers that go late end up being studs just because they just know how to play.
Yeah, well, you get the starter.
What's his name was a 5th rounder, right? Just recently. The dude for Puka. Was Puka a 5th rounder?
Yeah.
I think he might have been. He's pretty good. He's not bad.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's a good job of that. To go try to bring that, because you're so good at that position. It's nice to not have to go into a draft like thinking, wide receiver every year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we did it for years and years and years. And it's just nice to not have to say it. I'm all.
Especially because I feel like they bust more than. Like, I feel like you're better off with the line guys, especially with the way our coaching staff is, than the outside guys, just because you never know with them.
You don't. And I like the fact that, bring in some of these undrafted free agents that played 3 or 4 years and got 3 or 4 years experience in college football, and maybe they can come in and learn and grow into good backups and good guys. If a guy goes down and he come in for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks and make some plays. Like, I like that little
contributor. Absolutely.
I like the little 5'11" slot guy. Like, when you said that, an all-time leading receiver anywhere, I don't care where you played. I don't care where you played, unless you said like, he played.
That means you're the go-to guy.
That means like you caught a lot of passes over your career. And I always said, I don't care where you're catching a lot of passes at. If you're catching a lot of passes somewhere, that means you're going to catch a lot of passes at the next level, probably, or you have the ability to. Maybe, right? The game's faster. I get it, but if you catch the ball, you catch the ball.
Yeah,
I know.
Absolutely.
I know what we look for, and we look for the explosiveness after the catch, and he probably lacks that. His 40 times probably not good. But if you're open, you're open. Especially if you get to play with, especially it's maybe in a year or two, you're playing with AJ and Devontae. I mean, and you're in the slot. If you're open, you're open. I'll take the 12-yard first down, and you fall down like Zach Ertz. I'll take it.
Yeah,
just catch the ball right at the end of the day, though. And if you can do that, what's that?
There's been a lot of talk about Goddard.
Yeah. Well, he's in the final year of his deal. He's got nothing guaranteed.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where the conundrum comes in, is whether he's going to. He obviously wants an extension and he wants to get paid, but obviously the Eagles don't need to do it. Which
if I was them, I wouldn't do it. Honestly,
but those types of guys generally hold out, right? Which is where the rumors of trading and stuff are out there. But obviously, he wasn't traded through the draft, so he's probably not getting traded at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, at this point, it looks like he's probably going to be here, right? Now, he might hold out. That is true. Usually they want, usually going into your final year, you want a deal. But honestly, if I'm the Eagles, I probably wouldn't give him one.
Oh, I'll give him one.
We just kind of posted a clip from what we talk about this Friday night, Tom. We talk about this.
Yeah, I'll give him a deal. It
I
ain't
like
gonna be a deal he wants. It's not going to be the deal.
Okay, probably won't. Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give him, but not the deal that he wants. Yeah, I ain't going to give him 5 years.
Well, you're hurt all the time, so I'll tell him that.
You're always hurt.
You come in my office when you're healthy. You're a top 5 tight end, but best ability is availability. So when we go sign on the dotted line, I don't have any guarantees, but you want them all. That's a conversation. I don't have the guarantees from your track record, but you want all the guarantee money from us. We'll give you a 3-year deal, top 15 tight end money. Absolutely. Sign me up because he's a 2-way tight end. Absolutely, sign me up. But no, you need to go get better behind him though. Just know that.
Oh yeah. And
you know what you're going in for, but he's not going to say going rate. Say 15 million a year.
Yeah.
Say 15 million a year. Say like for top 5. Okay, then he should be around like $7-8 million a year, maybe 10 million a year. I'll give you, but I'm not breaking the bank for you. I'm not giving you.
Yeah, 7. He's gonna want more than that.
Of course he should. I hear you, but I also want more than 12 games.
Agreed.
Number 10
agreed.
is $12 million a year.
Number 10? Okay. So
Number
I
one's
was-
19.
So 11.
McBride, Kelsey, Hawkinson, Kittle. Actually, Goddard's at 14 right now. He's number 6.
Oh, yeah.
Currently right now.
He gets a pay decrease then.
And that's why.
We're going to give him a cut. We're giving him a cut.
I'll give him a 4th year just to get him the like $8 million a year.
He's 30 years old.
Yeah. And you know the deal with health when you get older. I mean, I can just tell you from experience sitting here. But if you want it from
he's not going to be more healthy.
you just want a common sense train. Please want to get on the, get
His
on
cap
Tom's
number-
common sense.
His cap number is 11, but his salary is 14.
Yeah, well, he can listen. I love Dallas Goedert and I want him here, but I'm not overpaying for him. Why would they cut him though? They saved $4 million. Umberto, what does the $4 million do for me?
Yeah.
What am I going and getting after June 1st for the $4 million to replace Dallas Goedert? Like that's
Well, it's not to replace Dallas Goedert. It's to make sure you can pay the big boy.
Listen, man, the cap goes up every year. You don't got to go cutting
Guys.
guys.
I mean, we're going to pay
on the last year of their deal when they're under contract. Who's your starting tight end on June 1st? That's not when you do it. That's not when you do it when you're going into a season soon and you don't have free agency anymore and you don't have all the rest and you don't have a draft.
Yeah.
You don't have anything. You don't do that then. You either trade them or you keep them and you're rolling into the year with them.
Yeah, but I mean, in NFL terms, he's under contract, but he's not because there's nothing guaranteed, right? You know what I mean? So that's what this whole argument's over. Is
Yeah,
there's
no,
no
no,
guaranteed money.
Like what
It's
you're
not an
saying is,
argument,
you can cut him and it doesn't really affect you at all.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying. I got you.
Yeah, no, I get it, but that's not.
so like, yeah, I mean, it's
I
all.
just don't know that to me, that's like
They'll get a deal done.
unnecessary move.
Yeah, they'll get a deal done. This is unnecessary. That's where I'm right with Wells. They'll get a deal done here, and it'll be comparable to the going rate. It'll be close to it.
I
Unless
don't
you
mind.
wanna go-
I don't mind re-signing Goddard. I don't have any issue with re-signing him. I think he's a good player. I think the biggest thing is health, like you said.
You just push the money back.
I think San Fran's kind of going through very similar stuff with Kittle right now. Is technically he's under contract, but he wants an increase. So, they're going through all the motions, kind of the same thing as the Eagles are doing.
I'll give Goddard the same amount of money he's making right now, and I'll be okay with it because everything's going to go up. You understand? So I'll give you the 3-year deal at $14 million a year, hypothetically, because everything's going up. It's just your guaranteed money would be in the right spot for me organizationally, right?
Yeah,
that's how I look at it. Because I don't want to get rid of them. I don't have the replacement, and I'm trying to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The replacement's not on the roster currently.
No,
like Kylan Granson he's a decent little player. He's not Dallas Goedert.
I mean, can we be real? Like, I'm not trying to save $4 million. I'm trying to go back to another Super Bowl.
Yeah, agreed.
And he gives me my best chance at tight end to do that.
Agreed.
We have turnover.
I mean, there might be some other guys in the league that give you a better chance, but where we're sitting currently, he gives us your best chance.
You get your best chance. All right.
Now you're saying that San Fran's got an issue with Kittle. They won't make a swap.
Yeah.
I mean, we're open. We're open to swap.
But listen, good draft. Good talk.
Yeah, very real good pumped about it. I like it.
Bills finally get back on the right side. Winners of 2 out of 3. In Chicago, winners of 2 in a row.
Yeah, good
Actually,
series win.
And Chicago's been hot, so that's really good.
Very hot. It's a good series win.
It is. It is.
And Nola threw really well, which is good to see.
Nola was awesome tonight.
You guys got your draft winners and losers, or do you just want to go to Phil's?
I can do winners and losers real quick. I thought Jacksonville was a winner. I love the move to go get Travis Hunter. I think he's a dynamic player. I think Washington had a good draft, as much as I don't want to say it. And I think that the Giants had a good draft, as much as I don't want to say it.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. The Giants all hinged on Jackson Dart, though, right? You mean like you can't screw up the number 3 pick. You know what I mean? But it all hinges on Jackson Dart.
When you get, in my opinion, the best player in the draft at 3, that's a really good start.
Yeah. But it all hinges on Jackson Dart, right? I mean, we both know this, or all three of us know this.
I will say that I do like Jackson Dart, so I'm okay. I don't know. I feel like they could have waited to the second, but I mean, they felt like they had to get him in the first, I guess. So maybe slightly gave up slightly too much. But if you think it's your guy, you go get him. I'm fine with that. So.
Yeah. Did you guys see? Speaking of the Gruden, did you guys see the Gruden with Jackson Dart? And Gruden's like, "Show me your cadence. Show me your cadence." And he goes,
"It's the same thing."
Gruden's like, "What are you doing?" He goes,
"It's the same thing McCord did too." And he's
for
like,
3 years you've been clapping.
I know you don't like that.
Gruden's like, "I think I could do that even right now at my age."
I think the Cleveland Browns are a weird winner, and I'll explain to you why. The trade back of that, knowing you do need that franchise quarterback, and to get acquire another first round pick from Jacksonville, who probably won't be good right away, is big for them. Hold on, it's big for them. But then they were winners, but then they went and drafted 2 other quarterbacks. I don't know those picks on why you drafted both. If you wanted Shador, then take him. If you wanted the lefty, then take him too. Then take the other guy. And take him, but don't take both. That's where it got confusing because if they just would have taken Shador at the Gabriel pick, they would have left this draft as a winner because they got a guy at low risk, high reward, possibly with Shador. Right? It's a low risk, high reward at that point.
Yeah, they still do. They still got him, but he got 2 of them though.
And they got 2 of them. Hey, what are you doing?
And they took 2 running backs before
that. That's the other one too. You took 2 running backs.
This is the only other thing I'll say.
What's happening?
I don't know what's happening there, but I'll say, okay, if you draft enough of it, you're going to hit on something at some point. Maybe. And now you set yourself up if you don't like those guys next year. This year,
I was gonna say a lot of people say that next year is going to be a really big QB
year.
That's why I thought, Tommy, when I would have agreed with you that they would have, because their initial move with the Travis
was an early winner.
You're like, okay, that's get great 2 first-round picks next year. They can kind of do what they want to do.
And they got a really good defensive tackle at 5. It's not like they left the draft with a scrub.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I totally agree.
I thought that's a really good play.
Yeah, I would have thought that's a really good, solid start to the draft. Picking up a first rounder next year, that's probably going to be a pretty high one. You would expect with Jacksonville. You're feeling good, and then they go and take 2 QBs and 2 running backs, and you're like, what are they doing?
Well, they went linebacker, right? They went linebacker, and then they went off the rails, and they went running back, tight end. You're like, okay, and then they went QB, running back, QB. You're like, you guys okay?
What just happened?
Now,
Did I forget that they took a running back and quarterback already?
The lowest risk, highest reward out of this whole draft.
And I like both running backs that they took too, actually. No matter what anybody says,
the lowest risk now, highest reward player in this entire draft would be Shador.
I mean, 100% is, yes.
Because you're talking about a guy who could have went if he didn't go top 5, he wasn't going. It's as simple as that. That's how that was going to work for a while. If he didn't go the team that really needed a quarterback early, he wasn't going to go. And Greg, we already talked about why he did slip.
Well, once he went past Pittsburgh, I couldn't believe. I was like, well, who knows when he's going to go?
Yeah. Well, me and Greg, we talked about it plenty because I was like, listen, he's the pocket passer that's smaller, and when you don't have like the attributes, but you have the numbers. Once you fall, you're going to fall. Because it's a league that loves the guy who can run too, who can really extend and right. And it makes sense. Like he's a pocket passer. The best place for him would be a dome. The best place for him would be somewhere warm weather. But he is the lowest risk, highest reward in this entire draft.
I think he can throw the football, and he got beat up at Colorado, and he ate it. Like I like all that about him, but like you said, he's not really moving. It's the extra. And from everyone's report now, I wasn't there, but everyone said his interviews didn't go well. And listen, this is a real thing. These kids now that they make the NIL money, I forget who said this. I wish I could give them
Tiki Barber
credit.
Tiki Barber.
So yeah, the kids that get the NIL money now, it's like there used to be like when you brought a guy in, you vetted him for the interview process. He used to be. You knew that this guy was ready to come play football. Now they come in as millionaires. Like, do you really want to play football? I know he wants to rap. He wants to do this.
And he's even and him on another level than everybody else.
Because you need to, because you're the quarterback. You need to be living and breathing football. And if you're not going to be good enough. That's just
some of the stuff I didn't know. I didn't know about the rapping. I didn't know about some of this stuff on draft.
Well, did you see they had the thing with him and Cam Ward working out together?
Yeah.
And he was trying to get Cam Ward to do a rap song with him. And Cam Ward's like, I play football. I don't rap. And he's like, don't you have any other interests? And he's like, yeah, football.
Well, did you see last night?
I think Cam Ward looked pretty good.
Yeah. Even last night or Saturday night, he threw a party. He's got duffel bags of money laying around. He's rapping, and it just, I mean, celebrate and do you, but like, then understand why you dropped to the 5th round.
Yeah, because this league of owners will prove a point to NIL money, and they will prove a point to what the direction college football is going. And I think this is a big time statement on that level of the extra that comes with the NIL money. If guys are going to act extra and they're going to do all this extra stuff and they're not going to be ready to play football, then we're going to prove a point.
Yeah,
company-wide here on how we're going to operate with that. Because listen, they
want guys that are bought in. That's
they're pros. Line. You got to go be a pro.
Guys that are bought in, they're going to be pros. They don't want guys that are going to be running around.
It's not about his talent level. His talent level is right there with Cam Ward in terms of throwing the football. I don't know if that's much to. I don't know how much you can debate that. Now, Cam Ward brings other attributes that make him more wow, right? And that makes sense. Yeah, and that's fine. But throwing the football, he's the 2nd-ranked quarterback in the draft. And guys were flying over him because of these reasons. You did it to yourself. You didn't want to interview with certain teams. Well, listen, if you don't want to interview with certain teams, who are you?
And let's remember, like, early in the draft process too, like not so much late because I think they figured it out. But remember, early on, Deion was out there puffing his chest. We're going to call the shots where we go.
Yeah.
Now he backed off of it a little bit, right? And you hadn't heard it from a while, but I think Colin Cowherd said he could go back and find him as March was the last time he could find Deion like trying to proclaim where he's going to go. So again, understand why you dropped. But yeah, I mean, when you look at Cleveland's board, on one hand, you probably like what they did, and then on the other hand, you're like, what the hell's going on? Like when we drafted Gabriel, that kind of to me made more sense than Shedeur because they wanted a project knowing next year's quarterbacks are going to be Arch Manning, Drew Aller, Nussmeier from LSU, and then there's even more. But those top 3 are probably going to be the gems, right?
There is more, yeah.
I mean, Carson Beck, Nico from USC.
We probably should get off of them too.
What?
No, us like talking about. Cleveland anymore, but to your
but so like they had a decent, but they don't have a ton of talent. And you take 2 quarterbacks and 2 running backs. It doesn't help very much.
Yeah, even if it's like a good pick and a low risk, high reward type situation, it's still like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I said, like, Will said Washington. I think Washington had a really good draft.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Washington's really good.
I think New York could have a really good. I mean, New York left with the best player in the draft, in my opinion. Like he said.
Yeah, me too. That's why I like the Giants.
And I also think I like Scattaboo. Right?
Me too. I like Scattaboo. I like Dart.
I like Dart, but he didn't win shit.
Yeah, I don't love Dart, but I like him.
I like him, but I don't love him. And Darius Alexander, I don't know. Like, you're gonna hit on Toledo again?
Is Toledo producing
two top defensive players?
2 top end defensive players.
I mean, now listen, hand to God, if they wouldn't have traded back up for Dart, would have taken like a defensive player in the second and taken Kyle McCord in the 4th, I'd have given him A+. But I mean,
Dallas,
we get an A+.
Dallas was tough. They reached early.
I thought they reached early too.
Tyler Booker, and then all he's got to do, and then he wants to talk.
Then he wants to run his mouth.
He wants to run how he's looking forward to knocking around Jalen Carter. That's probably a pretty bold statement.
Yeah.
But then they nailed their
good luck.
They nailed their 2nd pick, in my opinion, on where Easy was ranked.
Yes.
Because he was what was that?
Yeah, he was their 2nd pick, right?
Yeah, their second round pick. Because because his overall rank was 28th out of all the players, right? So,
yeah, exactly. He was projected top or first round.
And Ravel was a guy that fell too.
Yeah,
he was another guy who fell. Javon Ravel. He was over 31st. They got him in the third round. He was a 31st overall ranked player. Okay.
I like what Denver did a lot. Denver arguably got the best. You got the best cornerback in the draft in Jahdae Barron.
To go alongside the best corner in football.
Go along with the best pairing you already have, right? Sertain and I can't think of.
Yeah, the kid that was rookie last year played well too.
Yeah. And then they had R.J. Harvey at running back to go there, and I think I really like what they did.
I liked everything that Pat Bryant that didn't make a lot of sense, but you never know. But they had a lot of good picks.
I thought the Chargers had a good draft too.
That would be 2 years in a row. But I thought they had good drafts.
I feel like the Chargers. I questioned a lot of the Chargers, but now looking back at
it, I like a lot. You know what it is? It's like that's
Marion Hampton's a ball player.
That's like what's it called likes to do. He just gets like they got a bunch of big guys,
and
big imposing guys. And I like Gadsden. I think he's a good receiving tight end that could help them.
And they got him in the 5th round, but
Vegas gets Genty, right? So I think they got to be at the top of just grabbing one of the best offensive weapons out there. And
I think Amarion's right there with Genty though. Like he's a playmaker.
Good player. Yeah, good player.
He's a playmaker in North
Carolina.
Oh,
sure is.
Trey Harris is a really good player too. They had a really good draft, and then the kid from Oregon is a monster. But I mean that's a little bit of a reach because he was the 210th overall ranked player. But Jim must know something about him, right?
Yeah, he's a big boy. That's the hardballs. They like them big boys.
They do like them big boys. But no, I mean, listen, there's a lot of teams that
Baltimore probably nailed their first rounder again.
Of course they did. Baltimore felt like when we were live streaming, they picked everyone we wanted the Eagles to take, just as they do every year.
Yeah, I can't give Vegas a win for anything because they took a guy from William and Mary.
I was going to say, I'm not so sure I give Vegas a win. I'm not so sure I do. And I think Chicago took the second best tight end first.
Yeah.
I think Warren's better.
You know who else had a good draft? I hate to say it, but the Arizona Cardinals had a good draft.
Cardinals had a really good draft. I agree with you.
Walton Nolan's a really good player. Will Johnson, a lot of upside there depending on the injuries. Jordan Birch is a guy that I liked here. I was talking about here for a while. Yeah. They got him in the 3rd round. So they had a good first 3 rounds.
I thought the host team did well too. They took my favorite receiver in the draft. The first time that they've taken a receiver since I think 2002 in the first round.
He's talented, but he fits the mold of what they already have, like undersized, speedy receivers.
Yeah, I think he's good though.
He is good.
Like him. He's a good route runner.
I love what Pittsburgh did just because they kept passing.
Savion Williams is a big guy. He's 6'4", 222. They drafted him in the 3rd round from TCU.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Not that people like TCU around here, but
regular vibes.
Pittsburgh did what Pittsburgh does, and I just love the fact that they continue to pass on the quarterback all day.
Yeah, and then they
Caleb Johnson in the 3rd round, I think, is a really good pick. The running back from Iowa. Then they got Luke's boy Jack Sawyer there in the 4th round.
Yeah, I think what's it called was I don't love him at all, but he got him late. Will Howard.
Will Howard in the 6th round.
You got him late.
Yeah, this other who's this?
Jets to me weren't very good.
Sorry, Buffalo had a good draft on what they needed, which was corner help, D tackle, edge. They're their first 4 picks because they took another D tackle. They took a D tackle 6'7", 331.
I think
Jets to me didn't have a good draft.
I think the Dolphins did not have a good draft.
I think when the Jets to me did the same thing they did last year when they passed on Brock Bowers, and when they took Olu Fashanu from Penn State over Bowers, and then they did the same thing this year, taking Membu from Missouri. I mean, I can't trust a tackle from Missouri in the 1st round, or at least number 7, when you have, regardless of where you draft them, you had Loveland and Warren there for Justin Fields to give weapons to. Now, they did go back and take Mason Taylor, Jason Taylor's kid, in like the 2nd round, but Other than that, Arian Smith, the kid from Georgia, got great speed but can't catch. So typical Jets draft right there.
Yeah, I think one team you can say can come out as the biggest winner of them all if it works out for them is the Tennessee Titans too. If Cam Ward's what they hope he can be, and they would be the winner.
Honestly, I feel like you need him to be, because I think that the two best players in the draft were both defensive players, and they both went after him.
I agree.
I mean, I guess what's it called? It's kind of he's a both way player. He's not really defensive. He's a receiver / D-back. But to me, I think Hunter and Carter are the two best players in the draft. So you better have hit on what's his name.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If you're Tennessee, you better hit on Cam Ward.
Yeah.
You better hit on Cam Ward, because I think the next two guys are can't miss guys.
But then again, if they didn't and they suck, they're going to be right back in the spot next year, and there's better QBs next year.
True.
I go back to Arizona. I know you said
they did draft some help for him after that. It looked like, right?
They did. Yeah. Will Johnson. If Will Johnson is healthy and turns out to be anything, Arizona steals this draft.
Absolutely.
Well, he's probably the first corner taken if he's healthy.
Yes.
Right? More than likely.
I wouldn't have hated it at 32. Right? You know what I mean? Like,
Abuka's a great pick for Tampa Bay at 19.
Yeah, I loved it.
I can't believe that he.
Love that.
He was.
Sorry, I didn't
mean
to go different direction. I'm just looking.
No, you're good though.
No, he's the only other guy I would say that is maybe like Golden and him, my two favorite receivers in the draft. I love that kid. I wouldn't have taken McMillan. I know people like that McMillan kid from Arizona. I think the other two are better.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think a loser of this draft is New Orleans.
Yeah.
I think they reached.
They reached for the tackle. They reached for the quarterback.
Reached for the quarterback. Reached for the tackle.
Who's the QB they took? Tyler Show?
Tyler Show, yeah.
It was a reach around party. Reach around party. Another great drafter that nobody's going to talk about enough. It's the Mike Vrabel-led New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Okay, because Will Campbell is a monster. And you could say they reached on him a little bit. You could say.
He was projected there. He was projected top 5.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
In every single mock, right?
And Travion Henderson's is
awesome.
a weapon.
Awesome.
A weapon. And I just think like Vrabel picks, and already got he suited up to go against Campbell too, which I love. And then they got Jarrett Wilson, the center from Georgia. So they really, it's a 42nd overall ranked player, first in his position rank, and they got him in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
It's a steal. It's a steal. So
they got another fast, shifty receiver in Kyle Williams to give to Drake May to help him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had a really good first 3 rounds. Or 4 rounds, sorry.
And even the edge late that they got, that Brady Swinson from LSU, you talk about 14th overall defensive end, 70 or 82nd overall. 5th round. Yeah, it's a steal for them.
You go get.
Then they drafted my kicker. I wanted the Eagles to take.
Well, they need one.
Andres Borriagos.
A little hard to take one for the kicking in Miami and going to New England.
Yeah,
a little different, buddy.
It was cool. I don't know if he's gonna be any good, but did you guys see that phone call between the Titans and the wide receiver from Miami, like Xavier Restrepo? He did get drafted, but on the call you could hear, ever since round 4 or 5 hit, Cam had called Brian Callahan every hour just to make sure to throw your name in there. So he goes, now you'll be back with him as an undrafted free agent. So it was kind of cool to see him push for his guys.
Yeah, he might. I feel like that's a guy that could catch on and become like a good third receiver in the league, because he was very dependable. Miami, Restrepo, maybe not the greatest speed or anything, but very dependable guy.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not saying you draft everybody your quarterback played with, but coming into camp and having a guy you have some chemistry with, I don't know. I think making your quarterback more comfortable.
Yeah, that's always a good thing.
And I also think sometimes it's good to make people uncomfortable before they get comfortable, right? Too. So there's 2 ways to look at it. You got to know your quarterback too.
Yeah, and you're tagging this dude to be your franchise leader.
And if he says all he likes is football, all he cares about is football, that's all his hobbies, go get him guys to hang out with.
Yeah.
That inside of football to make him even love football even more. There's two ways to go about that stuff, right? We're not gonna Shador's calling in the 5th round asking you to go get guys. You're gonna tell him, listen, this is on a party, right? Yeah. But Cam Ward, obviously, we can tell from what it looks like, that's all he cares about, or it's just a show, right? Or it's just a show. We don't know because it's not like he's the greatest college quarterback of all time here.
No, but it proves, at least in this draft, why he was the number 1 pick leadership-wise, right? Like,
from the perspective of it, absolutely.
From the perspective, you go, that's why you go number 1.
But I never heard a player.
Yeah, I was trashing him. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was trashing him hard after the bowl game because he called himself at halftime. I was not.
Yeah.
Me too. And the fact doesn't matter. I never heard a bad thing said about Shador as a leader either, even though he's called out his team and stuff like that. I haven't heard. Well, I didn't hear players come out and.
You didn't hear players, no, because I don't think the players were allowed to.
Well, maybe not. Now it's a dictatorship, Greg. Now, freaking Hitler's running around and
Daddy does run the show.
I hear you. I totally hear you. And I guess that could be true.
No, but I'm just saying, obviously everyone's posting clips all over, so it's just it was all out there.
You're in the CIA now. You're in the CIA in Colorado.
It was all out there. People saw it.
Up here in Buffland.
I mean, one thing you can say is that Colorado, they retired the jersey of a 5th round pick.
Well, that's egregious. Yeah. I mean, their fingers point to hush hush up here, right? Yeah, I agree.
Travis Hunter, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I mean, short time, but at least it was a good time, right?
You guys brought me back. You brought me back. I'm back on. I'm here.
But I love this weekend. It's such a good weekend.
For inconvenience.
Such a good weekend. Draft is always a good time.
It is.
Yeah, the playoffs are heating up. Baseball's, starting to get a little warmer. Even though this weekend was cold as shit here, windy as hell.
You know why?
Of course, during the week it was warm. It's supposed to be warm again this week.
It is supposed to be warm. You know why it was a good draft? Because
we're the champs, so we didn't have to worry about it.
Now we still got to worry about it, but now more than we did after 2017, 2018, right? The more we got away from that, the more confident we've gotten in their ability to evaluate talent.
Yeah.
And it's made the draft
well, we've done really good in the draft the last 5-6 years. We've done such a good job.
There's Howie, right? Jahad Campbell at 31. He couldn't sit still, so he had to trade up a spot, right? Just to say, hey, I did it. Look at me. So because really probably just hoping nobody else came back in the 1st round with Kansas City. That's all he was.
That's what that's what it was. It wasn't that they thought KC was going to take it. He thought KC would trade it, the spot. That's what it was. So.
Well, we're loaded. Like you said, Phillies won 2 out of 3. In Chicago, where do they go now?
Yeah, we're coming back home now. I think.
Come home,
right? Yeah, I think we have the Diamondbacks this week at some point. Somebody else? Mets, D-backs? I don't know.
Sorry, I didn't have it pulled up. My bad. Phillies schedule.
I don't know their 2018 draft class, to be honest with you. I know it was Goddard, but I don't remember.
Home Washington, home Arizona. Off day tomorrow, so Tuesday.
Arizona. Okay.
Tuesday, Washington. We face overpowering lefty Mackenzie Gore.
Washington's been playing pretty good ball too.
Walked off the Mets today.
Two games in a row they walked off the Mets.
Came back from 7-1. I saw.
Yeah. Well, what's called had a phenomenal tweet. Frank the Tank. He said, "Devil season's over. Mets." He said, "Devil season's over. Mets season has begun the decline, and the Dolphins had the worst draft in the history of the NFL."
Next week is the Phillies down here in Tampa Bay. I'm gonna have to look up tickets. See them at Steinbrenner Field. It's awesome to see a pro game at a minor league ballpark.
If you don't get killed.
Why would I get killed?
By a ball.
Oh, yeah. 2018 was
or
Goddard.
By a person. You live in Florida.
Goddard, Maddox, Sweat, Pryor, and Mailata. but that was the year that they traded out for Baltimore to come up to get Lamar.
Yeah, that's a great draft.
I mean, that's a pretty damn good draft, I'd say.
But what I'll say to that is, at that time in Eagles' time, I don't know how confident we were.
We weren't
that we were hitting everything.
No,
like we feel like we are now.
No, we weren't at all.
We feel like we're hitting.
That was a year after. I think that was the year after Reagor, right? It was 2017 when we were like, we'll take Reagor over Justin Jefferson.
No,
that was
2017
right?
was Barnett, Sidney Jones, Rasul Douglas.
Yeah.
Okay. What year was Reagor? 2019.
2020 was Reagor.
2020.
2020 was Reagor, Hurts, and then Davion Taylor. Remember that disaster?
Oh yeah. We definitely didn't think that we were good, a good draft.
That was outside of Jalen Hurts. That 2020 was a horrendous draft.
Well, 2020 was a home run draft because of Jalen Hurts, obviously.
What's it? Yeah. Outside of that, though,
but the rest of the draft, you got lucky. The rest of the draft
since
was
then it's been good.
Horrific, Greg. You're right. And since
that
draft,
very good.
Outside of Hurts, your best pick there was Jack Driscoll.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's a tough rest.
21 was the comeback. That was Smith, Dickerson, Williams.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But then since then they've been good.
Yeah.
Good.
What's the next one? What's the next one? Let's keep reading them off. 22
is Jordan Davis, Cam Jurgen, and Nakobe Dean.
Yeah.
Good.
23 is Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Tyler Steen, Sidney Brown in the top 3 rounds.
That's fine.
But also in there, Keely Ringo, Tanner McKee, and Mauro Ajomo. That entire draft was almost a hit.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Last year, obviously, was Q, Cooper, Jalix Hunt, Will Shipley, Nye Smith, Jeremiah Trotter, Keegan, Johnny Wilson, and Dylan McMahon.
Yeah. What is the
I mean, it's already just a hit for the top of it.
Yeah, the first 2, I don't even need
first
the rest.
3. First 3.
Yeah, 3 Three's fun too, but the first 2 you could just stop there. You had me at a low
for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, pick 6 in the Super Bowl. Hey.
Yep. You had me at good.
You had me at QQ.
You had me at what? Dick Tom? No, you had me at DeJean.
A lot of balls talking dick talk from Tommy.
Welcome to a Sunday night, babe. It's been a while.
It's been a while since Tom's been.
And Phil's, go win series, man.
Just get back. Good to see Bohm back. I've been really hard on Bohm, so it's good to see him somewhat being back. Still would love to be a little bit more selective, but that's Alec Bohm apparently. Still crazy to me though that he doesn't have a home run.
I can't believe that he just doesn't have any power. It's crazy. You would have he's a big boy. You would have expected him to grow into power. I know, but I'm saying just in general, he does not have any power.
Well, they haven't hit home runs.
He's a big boy. Yeah, well, our whole team hasn't been hitting any homers, but he's a big boy. You would expect him to each year be hitting more and more home runs. You know what I mean?
Everybody in the league, everyone in the league falls into home runs except for us.
Well, we're going to at some point.
Like Tommy Tanks, Tommy Edmonds.
We're going to hit home. Listen, we're going to hit home runs. Don't worry.
It's going to even itself out here. We got too much power.
Track
record of 15, 20 plus home run guys that I gotta feel like they're going to get there. Right, but tonight's biggest part tonight was Aaron Nola because we needed a big Aaron Nola start.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, looking at the pitching tonight, Nola pitched great. It was great to see. He shouldn't even allow up a run. And then big from Romano in the 10th there, just because you needed to see something good for him because obviously it has not been going well.
Hasn't been good.
That was good.
Maybe a little bit.
Didn't even let the guy on second score. That was good.
And Wills, we talked about it. You come in and that's already a stressful situation. Even though you're up 2, it still is. You got a guy on base. You're going to right.
Yeah, I mean, one back and tie the game.
Yeah, different vibe. So and him come out and get 1, 2, 3 there, I think it's big for his confidence moving forward, and hopefully it is.
Absolutely, and Alvarado looks good.
And hopefully the confidence
and Turpin looked good actually. So it was a good day for the bullpen. All 3 looked good.
Because it's been the worst bullpen
and Nola
in baseball.
It's been terrible. And Nola pitched great.
Awesome.
Nola pitched really great. Obviously, the run that they scored shouldn't even have been a run. They had the hard hit ball from Crow Armstrong, but before that, the ball has popped up and it's in the air for a year and a half. It has to be caught.
Yep.
Carlos, I'll answer this question real quick.
Couple bad plays from Rojas tonight. And Rojas on my fucking nerves.
Well, he shouldn't be here anyway. Carlos said a dumb question. If Sanders would have not been drafted by the Browns, the Eagles had picked him. Probably.
Yes.
Maybe.
That's what they
People
do.
were saying they probably would have.
And then they'll say, hey, there's a culture here, and you're gonna either buy into it or we'll just cut you. Because for a 4th or 5th round pick, he can do that stuff.
Obviously, so I bet you if you asked him, he's probably happier that the Browns picked him.
Oh,
because he got a way better chance to play.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely in a good spot right now.
Yeah.
The Browns QB room's wild. I hope Flacco starts, but it's Deshaun Watson, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, Chador Sanders.
He won't.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I think Flacco starts.
Listen, why is
They're
Johan Rojas up, though? Why is Johan Rojas up here still?
Because Marsh is hurt.
Why don't you just send him down?
And they brought Marsh out. They took Marsh out of the game yesterday. Whatever rehab game he was in, he exited.
I'm just saying send him down anyway. Bring anybody up. Bring anybody else up.
Well, we have Cal Stevenson. He stinks.
I don't want Cal Stevenson. Just go get anybody else. Justin Crawford.
The next guy is the guy, and they're not bringing him up right now.
Yeah, they're not going to bring him up yet, apparently. But I'm fully on board.
I wouldn't say no. I'm not like.
What's he doing? What's he doing down there right now? What's he doing?
Hitting.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think he's that. I think he's actually.
He might be struggling recently. He was hitting early.
That's fine.
Let's see here, Crawford.
He's not ready. He's
not ready. Well, he was last week. We were talking about him. It looks like 11 hit, 300 average in 100 at bats, 30 hits and 99 at bats.
Okay. Double A.
Triple A. 30 hits, 6 doubles, 2 triples, 9 RBIs, 21 strikeouts to 9 walks. Yeah, perfect. Fits right in on this team. 8 stolen bases, 3 caught stealings, 23 games.
How many long balls?
0.
None too.
0.
He's not going to be a home run hitter.
No, I'm just curious.
I think he's ready to. I mean, listen, Rojas is no good.
I mean, hitting 300. Man.
Yeah, I think he's ready to play. I really do.
I don't know what.
I'm nervous with just rushing him. Right? We saw what obviously
they
rushed
rushing
Rojas.
Are we rushing? No, I mean, we're not
think
getting,
so.
We're not getting any. We're not getting anything from that position.
I hear you. I would just my nervous.
If he comes
is
up and doesn't
him.
do us anything, it's the same shit that we're getting.
Yeah,
true.
Like he has no expectations, but just to come up and play a really good center field.
Yeah.
Unless he just come up being nervous wreck and shit the bat. I don't know. I don't know the kid, but
I would think that he wouldn't. Because of his lineage and everything, I would think that he would kind of be a pros pro.
You would think.
I would hope.
You would think he'd be ready. Like,
I would
how
hope.
old is he? 22?
23? Something like that.
04.
21?
Yeah, November of January of 04.
21. Okay, so he's younger than I thought.
Younger than I thought too.
I still think he's ready.
Yeah, he's 21.
He'll be 22 in June.
21. He just turned 21.
No, 22 in January.
January of 04.
Oh, January. Oh. Still right.
I'm on board. Bring him up.
We're going to baby everybody.
Bring him up. Yeah, well, we can't wait. We're going to wait till he's 20. I mean, if we're going by what we usually do, he won't be up for 3 more years.
We're keeping it AAA just to prove a point. Like, hey, we're going to make sure you bet 300 every year. And then we'll bring you up. Then we'll talk about it. And we'll sit down. And
Is he Crash Davis?
Crash Davis. All right, Crumb of the week.
I got 2.
Ooh.
I'll do them quick. I mean, I know, like, I wasn't the biggest shooter guy, so I thought it was funny that he was like dropping everything. But was it Jeff Ulbricht's kid or whatever? The prank call was ridiculous.
Oh,
and the fact that he's not going to get any trouble.
Are you doing that? Come on.
No, it is. Greg, shut the fuck up. Listen, do you understand that that's a cell phone that they gave them?
I understand the whole gravity. I get it.
That obviously you had to realize that they're going to get out who it was because it's obviously a coach's kid or someone's kid that got
releasing the tape is a moron.
He should be getting in trouble for that. Number 1. That's number 1. And number 2, it's the biggest day for the guy. It's a bullshit fucking move. Is it kind of funny?
Yes. It happened to Ty Warren. It's happened before. It'll happen again.
It's still a bullshit move. Of course, Greg likes it because Greg.
No, all I'm saying is we grew up with every morning radio show and the Jerky Boys, Howard Stern, Opie and Anthony all having crank callers.
Yeah, not on the biggest day of the kid's life. I mean, it's
what's the difference?
It is different. And if you think there's not a difference, you're an idiot.
Then I'm an idiot.
100% different.
Then I'm an idiot.
Listen. Was it kind of funny? Yes. Was it? It's definitely a Crumb of the Week move, and it's definitely the fact that the Falcons said that Obrick's not going to get in any trouble for it is bullshit. Something needs to happen.
We're soft as shit.
Let Shador punch his kid in the face. Then I don't care. I'd be fine with that. I think it was bullshit. He gets one punch in the face, or he gets to fight the kid 1-on-1. The kid will probably pussy out.
Yeah, I think
that's number one. That's number one. It's a Crumb move. That's number one. God, what was number two? Now Greg got me fired up. I can't fucking remember. Smoke more weed, Brian. Shit.
Of course, Greg. Of course, Greg would be team.
I just don't find it outrageous. Stupid, fine, whatever. Like you could, you know what I mean? Like you could have it. I just don't find
a morning radio show, crank calling somebody on a Thursday morning.
Of all the things,
okay, this is a draft night on the biggest night of his life. And they're like, "Oh, this is the GM from the Saints. We're about to pick you."
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Of all the things the NFL investigates, though, they'll investigate this because it was Shador. But hey, let's let all the other shit the NFL does go uninvestigated.
Well, that's not the point of it, Greg. Not the.
I mean, come on.
That's not the point of it.
It sure is because that's the outrage.
Sure,
because that's the outrage. Everyone's all outraged. All this kid needs to lose his life. You know what I mean? Like he lose everything because he had to make a job. I stopped it. But like this kid needs to like be ruined and canceled because he made a joke.
Did you say lose his life?
No, I started to. Yes,
there was definitely a life in there. Yeah.
I started to, but I'm like, we're not going to say that on air.
I mean, you said
We did kind of say it.
The kid doesn't have to lose his life. Yeah, we're not going to try to kill this kid here.
Yeah,
I still think
he did say Shador gets a one shot, though. I mean,
one-on-one fight completely fine in that situation.
Probably would kill the kid.
I don't think.
I mean, did you see the photo of the kid?
If that's the case, then don't be prank calling.
Yeah, I would say this.
Or did not be soft about it.
I don't think anybody should get fired. I don't think any of that should happen.
One-on-one fight. I'm on board. We should set this up.
Just let it go. But like that kid needs to be like that kid can't be in contact with anything ever again. And maybe
if the dad's not getting in trouble for it, which apparently the Falcons said the dad's not going to get in trouble for it, because the only reason the kid got the number is from the father. So if he's not getting in trouble, then it should be a one-on-one fight between him and Shador. I'm so on board, and I'll be rooting for Shador. And the other one is the NBA refs. That's what I wanted to say. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. NBA's
I mean, the absolute. I feel bad for Don. I don't know if he's been commenting. I don't think he has, but maybe he probably went to sleep at about 3:30 this afternoon because an absolute atrocity. Tim Hardaway Jr. fouled. It's the easiest call ever. It's clearly a foul. The fact that the guy said in the moment, he said, we didn't think that a small bump, but didn't warrant enough for a foul. Yeah. It was clearly a foul. And then after the game, they said, clearly it should have been a foul. Everyone with eyes knew it clearly should have been a foul. It was gonna win the game for Detroit. So they swallowed the whistle.
Well, that's exactly it. Especially in a series with Jalen Brunson getting every call.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson is awesome though, and he played amazing in the fourth quarter. But that was ridiculous. That has to be called. Like that's a series
at home too.
It's a series changing call. It's a 2-2 series. If he makes the foul shots there,
that's at home.
He's going to make.
The Pistons didn't get that call at home.
Oh, I know.
It's one thing if that's in New York and you swallow the whistles, like it's still not right, but like. It should be a 2-2 series right now. It should be.
And now it's 3-1 and the series is over for all mistakes.
Is essentially over. Yes.
Essentially over. Yeah, I agree. That was bullshit. NBA refs.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal.
What are yours, Greg?
I got a couple too real quick.
Everybody's got it. Everybody got a laundry list.
Oh yeah, I'll try and be real quick. But
they're fine.
The main one is just the draft coverage, especially Mel Kiper Jr. over all of this. I mean,
he had a mental breakdown.
He had breakdown all weekend, and thank God we were on the pod and we didn't have to listen to it.
Got drafted, he had a breakdown.
But like
That was crazy.
after they got drafted, I mean, Rich Eisen said live
That's what I'm
on
saying.
air.
He
Rich Eisen said live on air. Well, let's give Shooter after the draft. Oh, let's give him his moment. His moment. The dude hijacked the whole draft. not him, but like the storyline hijacked the whole draft. But then Will Kuiper comes out and gives the Browns an A+ on his grade.
He knew he was doing that. He had Shedeur as the top-ranked player. He has to try to save face somehow.
I want to know how much money
his
Dion paid
breakdown
Will
though
Kuiper.
was crazy, Greg.
When he was
like,
Reese Davis tried.
The NFL hasn't correctly scouted a quarterback for 50 years. Like, shut the fuck up, Mel Kuiper.
Yeah, it was cringy.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
and
brutal.
like,
Reese Davis did a good job of
Reese Davis and Louis Riddick
tried. Let's calm down, Mel.
Reese Davis and Louis Riddick tried to like combat him, but he was unhinged.
Oh, he was crying.
Yeah, because he's so mad at them.
Yeah,
because he looks stupid.
Yeah, and it's not the first time he's looked stupid.
I was gonna say he should be used to looking stupid at this point.
Yeah.
He was high on so many guys that stunk. He was high on Ryan Leaf, stunk.
Yeah. Well, apparently he said he'd stop doing it.
Who was
Jimmy
Clausen, stunk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My second
Russell.
one.
He was high on Jamarcus Russell, stunk.
Yeah. Oh, he's been bad for years. Yeah. But I mean, he was over the top.
Oh, it was great.
NFL Network tried to like get on with the story. Rich Eisen was cringy at times, but I mean, Mel Kiper was over the top. And then my second one happened today in Cleveland. A fan was chirping at Jaron Duran and yelled that he should have taken his own life at Jaron Duran after it came out a couple of weeks ago that, Jaron Duran opened up about fighting, suicide thoughts and stuff like that. And someone in Cleveland today yelled out that he should have. And Duran almost went over and attacked him and had to be held back. I mean, the access that everybody has these days and as close as people are to the stands, I mean, that's a line you don't cross. I mean, that's an absolute scumbag move. He did get thrown out. They did get him.
Right, now you're on the
what?
Now you're on the other side.
I just love how he's missed.
There's a completely different correlation.
Yeah, no, I mean, is there? Because hold on. You're saying at the end of that call, well, just not right now, though, in a little bit, right? Just not right now, in a little bit. That's what they said at the end of that call.
Yeah.
When they call, okay?
Yeah.
So now that's your biggest night of your life, all right? And you say, wait, now you got to think about that. The rest of the night. That's not a psychological fuck. That's not like the same type of psychological fuck because all that is words.
That he should have killed himself.
Well, that's words.
I mean, he didn't.
It's words. I don't agree with it. I'm on the same side of both sides. I'm on.
One's
team,
a joke, one's not.
I'm on team. Don't fuck with people's lives, shit. So I agree that that's a crumb, and I agree that the other one's a crumb. That's my point. The fact that I feel like you two are on different levels of each one is amazing because I'm like Switzerland. I'm Switzerland. I'm Switzerland. I think both are absolute crumbs. Come on.
I'm definitely more. I think that the prank calls more crumb. I'm not gonna lie.
More crumb?
Yep.
Wow,
I do.
You've gotten soft in your old age.
How am I getting soft? Listen, I'll stop. I'll censor myself. But I feel like if I'm on board with someone saying that to Durant, I'm not soft.
You're on board.
Yeah. I just think that things get yelled out when you're on the field in the game. You just got to tune it out.
Yeah. And sometimes someone gets a wrong number and you just gotta tune it out.
See, that's why it's different. Like that was intentionally. I mean, I get it.
I don't think either should happen.
No, they both shouldn't happen. Okay, we'll agree. I still think
I
that when
would
you're in
agree
between the lines, some fans are going to yell stupid shit. You just got to not listen to them.
Yeah, I agree that it shouldn't have happened, but
it's the same thing if you're a celebrity and you open up X the everything app. I'm pretty sure you probably got some bad tweets at you. So you just got to tone it out.
Absolutely.
You look at your bank account.
Yep.
Like, okay, I'm all right.
You look and say, I'm a pro. I'm an MLB pro. I'm a professional.
Yeah.
Right.
I got leadoff. I'm a pretty good player.
a pretty good player. Like he can go fuck himself. I made it. I made it. Right. So you can make that. You have that. Like that's what it said. Like you have that in your brain. Doesn't mean you should say that. But
and Shador's worth $1 billion, and he can just be like, "Who's these clowns calling me?"
I will say this though, Greg. What was his? Do you know what when he opened up about having suicidal thoughts? Was that? This is the only question I'm gonna ask. Was that in response to when he said a word like a year ago or whatever that was?
I don't know. But
remember, Darren Duran got in trouble for saying something.
Yes,
and he was Mr. Apologetic after. If he's saying that he had suicidal thoughts because of that, then I'm calling bullshit on the whole thing.
No, I think it was a part of early in his career though when he was struggling, and he was contemplating whether he's actually going to be able to make it or not.
When did that come out? After?
Yeah. Well, everything comes out. Everything comes out after.
It looks like a rat. Smells like a rat, Tommy.
I mean, whatever.
Now this is nothing to do with people yelling at Greg. This is to do with.
I don't care.
No, I felt like you were like, that was he was living with.
Yeah, I felt like he was like, well, I got a bad rap for what I said, so I'll say just to forget people on my side. Well, I had suicidal feelings after that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying he didn't either. Looks like a rat, smells like a rat. Yeah,
it seems like pretty
convenient.
Seems convenient.
Yeah,
great time to say that.
Of convenience.
Because now we don't talk about. We don't talk about what he said.
Yeah, don't talk about that. He might kill himself.
Yeah. Now we talk about. Yep. We don't want to put anything bad in his head.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. This is where we're at.
I think we just read through the lines pretty well on that one. We worked our way through the trees on that one.
This is A+ detective work tonight.
I think so.
A+. We find a lot of things out.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Jared Duran, we know your truth.
Over the hills and through the woods. We figured that one out.
We think we know your truth, right? We feel like we're on to you.
Oh,
no, it's up to Greg. I need
what
to know
a lock.
It ain't up to me.
No. I meant like I would need to know release dates.
Oh my God. Pacers.
All I know is what happened today.
I'm just messing around.
And
I know, me too.
And what had come out publicly around him, it's as to where the comments came from. You know what I mean, or where they stemmed from.
Like I said, I'm just having a good time.
Don, you guys got screwed today, buddy. I feel bad for you. Pistons got screwed.
He knows.
He does.
I don't think Will didn't see the comment, but he's out in the NBA.
Yeah, he's out.
Oh yeah, he should be. Yeah, he got screwed.
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't. You guys touch on a lot of great crumbs. I guess I could always have. I always have a weekend of umpire crumbs.
Yeah.
So I might as well just roll them out again. You guys saw the one call.
You sent one, yeah.
Yeah, that's before a 7-run inning happens. I'm just gonna say maybe that's a different game because we just can't call. We can't be we can't just be okay out there. We got to be horrific. Like that ball's 10 feet away from the glove. Ball runner's already on first base. How's that out? So we have that.
That's embarrassing. That's what that is. 5th
inning. My guy's cruising. Okay, my guy's cruising. They start squeezing. Zone changes out of nowhere. Oh, okay. I get because they already warned their coach about it. So now I get a little bit. Where's that at? A little bit more of that. You won't hear from me all game until it changes. And then I talked to him. I talked to him in between changing pitchers, and he says to me, I said, where was he at? And they look pretty good from here. And he goes, I'm telling you, they weren't there. Maybe he was just running out of gas. And I said, that's not for you to decide.
Yeah.
I said, how's a guy in the zone for 4 straight innings? You're telling me all of a sudden he lost location? That's what you're going to tell me? Like when you're around the zone, you get those calls. I've been watching those calls all game. What changed? And he goes, well, maybe he did. And maybe he just lost. Right? That's what he said back to me. Maybe he just started to lose it. I said, well, maybe you did. But since we're going to sit here and decide on other people, I'm going to decide on you. That's what I said to him. I'm going to decide that you lost it then. And that was it. Right? I lost it off. I put
He lost it. No, you lost it.
I put my fingerprints on it because this is egregious stuff, right? And I'm okay with not being good enough and all that, but egregious is where I draw the line. And this specific place always has the worst around. Great fields, the worst umps, and everybody that goes there knows it. That's the problem. Everybody that goes there knows it. Ask around. Ain't nobody going to tell you, yeah, these guys are top notch.
Yeah.
Or these guys are just good. They don't need to get trophies. They don't need to be the best ever, right? You just got to be good. And caring about it, like when we say, hey, can we get help on that play, that double play ball? Because in reality, we should be allowed to get help because he's got the trail runner there. Okay, I'll tell you because I did it. Now I could have blown up about it today. I admit it. All right, but I'll tell you because the home plate guy's got trail runner on a double play ball. All right, he's got a lot to look at too. So he can't see that the ball was 25 feet away. He was halfway down the line when he touched the bag.
I mean, the picture's damning.
Damn. I said, yo, can we get help on that? I said, Dylan, ask him. My first guy. I said, ask him, can we get help on that? And you know what he says? And I would love this one clipped up too. You know what he says? He goes, no. It's such disrespect for the game, the kids, the families, the coaches. I go on and on. It's a disrespect when you can't just do this for a second. You can't just come together. Are you kidding me? And that's
Beatles told us, come together.
That's how I've grown. Because in years past, see you, Tom. I'm in the car. I'm in the car. You don't want to go talk to somebody? I was in Georgia. Drove 800 miles. They didn't want to have a conversation. I said, are you guys out of your mind? We drove 800 miles. You guys can't talk. I can't get a conversation. Are we okay? Like you guys, I did it for 10 years. I had plenty of conversations because it's important to the game. Don't you want to get it right?
And he'll tell you, guess what? He never missed a call.
Never missed a call. I told him, I yelled out on that play. Well, I never missed a call on the bases ever. And I still have that track record today.
99 grade.
You guys saw the grades. I mean, I can go dig them up again. All right. And I'll say this today. I yelled across from third base all the way across. I said, I saw it from my car on the double play. I saw it from my car. What do we do? How do we not see it? How do I see it? Because you're atrocious and you don't care. Or
it's actually extreme. That's like the easiest call to make too, because you don't even have to look. All you gotta look is for the foot. You'll hear the glove catch the ball. It's the simple. That's like the simplest call.
Like the bases are so easy.
That's what I'm saying. The first base is the easiest.
Will, think about how hard it was.
You don't even have to worry about a tag. First base is the easiest.
Think about how hard it is though when you're playing, when you're doing it in the fast pitch world. And you're talking about 15, 16, 17 you golds teams and how fast that game is.
Yeah.
So when I tell you I didn't miss something, the baseball's slow. That's the easiest thing in the world. I'm not leading off in an 8 a.m. game with a slap hitter who's doing a Luis Castillo down the first base. My eyes aren't even open yet. And I got to get in position to be able to see things and bang that. Because that's going to be a bang or back. It's a bang or back. So good morning, because you're going to get somebody right off the bat. Used to wake me up. That was my cup of coffee because somebody would have started barking, and I would have told them, we're not going to do it today, guys, because I'm going to be money. Because I was yelling out there, I'm going to be money. I'm the least of your problems today. The least of your problems. You got to worry about your own problems. I'm the least of them. So, I mean, because it's the truth. Like, I ain't going to run with the truth. Like, this shit is not hard. It's the easiest thing in the world. Doing the base is easy. Like, that is cupcake money in the MLB. That's cupcake money. Now you got to go up and play every once in a while. That's not cupcake, okay? Because that is not easy when you're talking about those speeds and the way the balls move. It is not easy.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of these catchers don't.
Yeah, they want you to get it right to the fucking centimeter.
Yeah, from the bases, I don't know how a call's ever missed. I don't know how they ever have to go to replay. Like if you hired me yesterday, you guys would never have to go to replay again if I was on the bases ever again. You would never have a conversation of like, "Hey, I think we got to go." You'll never get it right. That's the other point, Craig. I'm gonna have a 95. I'm gonna have a 99% rate of me getting it right over you getting it right in terms of replay. It's a guarantee. Guarantee if you hired me yesterday and continued on through the rest of the year, that's what you would get from me. All right.
TJ McConnell, put him in a blender, TJ.
I should record a game. I should mic myself up. I gotta figure out how to mic myself up. I should give a mic. I should mic myself up.
and use a GoPro.
I don't need a go. I don't need a go.
I was gonna say this is
No.
Sweeps would have a field day with this.
Yeah, he was.
Tommy wants to be mic'd up for a 14U game.
Mic'd up is fantastic. Why would you not want to hear that? Like, how would you be out on that? I feel like you would like that video, Wells. I feel like that.
I probably would.
You would enjoy it.
Yeah, but what's the point of being mic'd if you have no video?
No, but
so how would you get the video?
That's where you got to get. That's where you got to figure that out. Like, I got to
get the GoPro. You got to get a body cam.
You got to get the GoPro.
A body cam off my face, like how we. Oh, body cam of everybody else.
Yeah.
No, you either wear it on your hat or you wear the harness with it on your chest.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. The GoPro might be too aggressive. If you get like,
how else are you gonna get it?
Greg, grow up if I'm.
What do you got? The meta glasses? You got the spy glasses?
Greg, grow up if I'm going chest protector with the GoPro, like daddy.
That's what
daddy
I'm saying. Like
but how else are you gonna get the video?
I'm taking the whole team to Disney. I'm taking the whole team to Disney. I got the fucking GoPro. Get out of here.
How else are you getting the video though?
You got to get video from somebody over on the bench. You got to get the bench video from the guy.
But how are you going to match the streams? How are you going to cross streams?
Because that's got to connect.
I mean, have you ever seen Ghostbusters, Greg? You can't cross streams. That's very dangerous.
You can't cross streams?
Greg, I'm going to need you to fly the hell up here for a weekend and let's figure this out. All right.
You need a video guy?
I need a video. I'm going to need you to fly up for a long weekend. All right. You can stay here and you don't want to stay here, obviously, but you could stay. That being said, and I'm just saying because you're not gonna sleep in well here, but
yeah,
that's where I say with that. But at the end of it, you come up and we figure this out. All right. I should get the glasses out. The glasses would solve it.
The meta glasses?
Yeah, meta glasses.
They're expensive.
I almost used like a 75-year-old's word and just said like they're sharp.
They're sharp.
That's you can't play. That's like saying like high motor in the NBA. Like a high motor guy, it's like the same thing. Like $200 and $300, they're sharp.
Yeah, they're sharp.
They better be sharp.
Go home and watch Home Box Office.
I was wearing them on shows. You guys wouldn't even know. I would just be here, but not here. You know what I mean? There they are. I might get a pair now that we're thinking about it. And I got to sink into that. It's a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on.
I feel like you better win. Yeah, I mean,
it's definitely something.
If we're going through technical difficulties,
I was gonna say you're gonna get if you thought you got chirped before, you're walking around with a GoPro, you're getting chirped.
It's just like the
look at this fucking guy thinks he's out here making Instagram videos.
Yeah, the gender reveal with Bryce in the bat, like it was cool in the moment. But then when you lose the game and that's all everyone's talking about, no longer cool, right?
No longer cool.
And you didn't go yard. So what was the point of getting the bat?
Well, I think the content could get to a level we don't want it. Right. Yeah. To the point of, we get the kind of guys today, another weekend, there's a lot of things said. Which could be a good time. You know what I mean? It could be a good time for some. Some people are going to enjoy it. Others going to say you're too difficult. You're too tough on them. You know what I mean? You're too tough on these guys. Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I enjoy little Golden Girls.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Oh, what's the tune, too? Oh, what's the tune? It's in my head. Thank you for being a friend.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Give it to me. Give it to me.
I wish I knew it.
You don't know it? That's shocking.
I know. I don't. I wish I did. Cooper Flag, I agree, Don. I'm on board. They owe it to us.
They do owe it to us.
I said last night, I was like, I love seeing that we have like 10.9% chance for first, second, or third pick, but then I don't like seeing that we have a 24% chance for the seventh pick.
Yeah.
Which is what makes us not have a pick.
Yeah. Don't like that.
Not a fan of that.
Luke, is that what happened? I saw the video of the scrum, but I didn't see what actually happened. Or I didn't hear it. I didn't listen to the video.
Well,
I'm not trying this thing. I was trying to tune Wilson up there.
James Franken, historical loser, so that would make sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, Eddie. I was just trying to tee Wilson up there singing. I figured he might have known it. I was just trying to tee him up, but it didn't age
work.
well for me.
Next time.
Did not age well for me. But the show aged great. Great show, boys.
Yes.
We'll see you guys next Sunday night. Me and Greg will see you Wednesday. And we'll get the GoPro going shortly for Don. All right, Don. I'll have one view on YouTube. It'll be from Don. Hot mic'd up from third base. One view will be Don. It'll even say. It'll even let you know whose view it has. Because it's just being nice to you. Like the algorithm just being nice.
Hey, I feel like that would blow up the TikTok.
It would. Yeah, absolutely.
You never know.
Go
You never
live.
know.
Go
All
live.
kinds of weird stuff blows up now, so you never know.
Weird stuff blows up. I don't think anyone's coach mic'd up with a GoPro. I mean, they got other stuff, but
Well, not live. Nobody's going live.
no, we're going live.
Oh, we're going live? Oh, this is unbelievable. Oh my God. I gotta take I gotta put a lot of honey in the pipes before that one. Because I feel like
Lopez's head is so small.
it is. A big ass shoulder. A little
Eddie's got
big
an R&B
shoulders, small
band.
head. It's a blockhead too, and it's small.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're out of here. Great show. Love you all. Go Birds. Go
Peace
Phils.
out. Go Birds. Go Phils. Go
That's it.
Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag.
Coop.